Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd. So now that we've had a couple of days to digest the fact that the Houston Rockets have been a disappointment. Granted, nobody truly expected them to beat the Los Angeles Lakers, but they have still been a disappointment, and really how the season ended for Houston has been somewhat tragic, right? Because of the fallout that's going to take place. Now, of course, Mike D'Antoni, he let the team know, look, I'm a free agent. I'm not coming back, man. I'm going to go coach somewhere else, and I'm done here in Houston. But who is at fault for really the destruction of a team that, for the last couple of years have always been, just one step behind when it comes to reaching the NBA Finals, right? A team that everybody thought could compete every single year, but every single season, they continue to get worse and worse and worse. So, whose fault is it, man? Now, of course, you want to start at the top. Darryl Moore, general manager, right? We're not going to bring ownership into it, so we're going to start with the general manager. Darryl Moore, man. I think he takes a lot of the responsibility. Now, when you take a look at what he's done with the roster construction, he's made a lot of good moves. He's also made a lot of questionable moves that have gotten us to where we are right now. Mainly the Chris Paul trade in the offseason, right? Because you move Chris Paul, you move some picks, you bring in Russell Westbrook. Not the best trade looking, back now. Of course, hindsight is always 20/20. Chris Paul and James Harden at the time were not on speaking terms. So that obviously played a major role into the trade of Chris Paul. And you have to, take all of that into consideration because, how your team and players on the team, talk to each other and how their chemistry is, that does matter. You bring in a Russell Westbrook. Obviously, right away, him and Clint Capella, they were okay, but it wasn't a match made in heaven, right? D'Antoni, he doesn't want any mid-range shots. So it was get to the basket, shoot threes. He's not adjusting from anything. That's that, right? Obviously, Westbrook and Capella, when Capella, he's not going to space out the floor. So he's down low in the post, which means an opposing team could always keep a big man down low, which means when Westbrook gets to the basket, he's going to be met at the rim. We know Westbrook's not a consistent shooter at all. Obviously, at times he can knock down some threes, but as we've seen in the playoffs where he shot 24% from three, he is not a three-point shooter. You could pretty much dare him to beat you by shooting threes. If I'm an opposing coach, that's what I'm doing. Russell Westbrook's going to have to go off and hit 6 threes a night if we're going to lose, right? Because I'm daring him to shoot threes. His mid-range shot off the glass, I'm taking that away. And, of course, him driving to the hole, I'm taking that away. He's going to be shooting threes all day if they're going to beat us, man. So, of course, a lot of this blame goes to Mike D'Antoni because he wanted the trades to happen. But, Darryl Moore, you are the general manager. You are going to get the blame, and you're going to get the credit if it works. You trade away Clint Capella, and you 100% commit to small ball, right? We're going to get up and down the court. We're going to put PJ Tucker at the 5. We're going to bring in Robert Covington. So you got guys now that, are 3-and-D guys. They're going to be able to space the floor. They're going to allow Harden and Westbrook to get to the basket and to shoot threes. It works during regular season. Now this is where the blame to Mike D'Antoni comes. How many years is it going to take for Mike D'Antoni to realize that you're going to have to make adjustments come playoff time? Running up and down the court, shooting threes, playing extremely fast pace works during the regular season, right? It works on a random Tuesday in February. It works on a random Thursday in January. Anytime you get to playoff basketball, we all know the game changes. The game slows down. It's not just get up and down the court. So when you now are in your half-court offense, you're going to have more substance to that offense. The Rockets did not have much. And you see once the Lakers double-teamed Harden, got the ball out of his hands, Basically, the Lakers' defensive game plan was double team Harden and then play scramble defense. That's literally it, because you know where the guys are going to be standing. They're going to be standing somewhere around that 3-point line. So get the ball out of Harden's hands, and we're just going to be running around playing scramble defense, trying to make sure we at least get close to a shooter. That's basically it. You didn't have to worry about a lot of backdoor cuts. You didn't have to worry about double pin down screens. It wasn't that much more to it, right? It was iso ball, get up quick shots. And, you know, that 7-second offense that DAntoni is known for, it doesn't always translate, right, during playoffs when it's going to slow down, especially with a team as versatile as the Lakers, right? We thought they were just a big team. They did show that they could go small by putting Markieff Morris in, and it worked. It definitely worked out for him. So Mike D'Antoni, for not making the proper adjustments, he's going to get some of the blame. You have to put some of the blame, of course, on Russell Westbrook, because he just could not manage to find his role, to figure things out with this team. And I think at times he was at a detriment, you know, especially in this last series, to the offense, really to the team, because he's still taking up these shots. And when he's not hitting them, those are shots that could be going around to other guys. Of course, you're taking guys out of rhythm because you want to come down and get your shots up. And, you know, he wasn't even the greatest defensively. So I think you have to give blame to Westbrook. Harden can't avoid blame because he's the star player, right? He's the former MVP, so is Westbrook. But he's the former MVP. He is the guy that needs to make sure everything is working. Now, I know not all the time is the best player necessarily the leader. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have to step up and find a way. I don't think that happened. And I'm not going to keep the narrative that Harden chokes in big-time situations. I'm not going to keep that narrative, but I haven't seen Harden step up as much as I would like him to step up. I guess I'll phrase it that way, right? Obviously, players are going to not show up sometimes. That's just the nature of the beast that happens. But it's rare. It's rare in these playoffs. Harden is stepping up in big games that are not game ones, right? Or not game twos. So, obviously, he's going to get some of the blame, man. But at the end of the day, Darryl Moore is the general manager. I think Darryl Moore is getting away a little bit more lightly than I think he should, right? He made the moves. Now you're looking at this roster, and what do you do moving forward? If Daryl Morey stays, he's gonna have to work, because we've seen this now year after year after year not work out. Obviously, a new coach is going to come in, right? So he's going to change up some of the game planning and how the offense is going to work and how the defense is going to work. But you have to put together a roster that's going to work with this new coach, and you're going to have to put together a roster that's going to work come postseason. And I think that's 100% up to Darryl Moore. Obviously, other guys have input, but he is going to get the blame if this does not work, to me. To me. If it worked, he's a genius. Hasn't worked, so right now, you're getting the blame, man. But you guys let me know what you guys think about this. Who would you blame? Obviously, everybody has played a role. I guess the better question is, who do you blame the most for the disappointment in Houston? Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.